Whoa, hello! We have so much to do and so little time to do it. Look, you get a little behind the scenes too. This is my actual desk mat. Don't mind all the stains. They're everywhere. Come. I'll be honest. I'll tell you straight up. We have a lot to do, okay? We could just go over MagicCon stuff, but that would be 20-30 minutes maybe. But then we have a whole ass festival in a box to do. So we're gonna try and do both. Also all about MagicCon. It was pretty fantastic. We're gonna talk about some stuff that I got, some stuff that I did, etc. But first, one of my main goals was to buy playmats. I have some MetaZoo playmats that I'm not a huge fan of. Then I only have a couple Magic playmats. I knew that they would have some cool, like, con-specific ones. So, let's go through that quick. So, first of all, you all know I love Wizard of Bard. This is a playmat that he had for his token Kickstarter. He was there, so I was able to get it signed. Sheesh, they all said. It's so nice. I love this thing. I was surprised if I didn't see many like altar artists. I figured, like, I know Klug is one of the bigger altar artists. I know that he was going. I assumed that he would have like a booth and be selling them, and maybe he did and I missed it, but I didn't see it. So the only altars I saw were like by the artist, which is fine, but those are expensive as hell. So there's that one. This is the con exclusive one, which I got for the premium day pass. It's Aether Drifty. It's kind of neat. I don't hate it. A little bit of an explosion back here, you know, some cool, you know, I think that's Chandra, if I'm remembering correctly. I didn't see it. I realized it only after we got home. I did not see the Chrome Mox one. Was that available at the shop and I just missed it? This one's pretty sick. I like this one a lot. You might be able to see already what it is. This was when we went to Mark Teddin's booth. He had this sick bitch. Our sweet sister Emrakul. Love this shit. Signed. This thing is fucking sick. I love this so much. When I got to his booth, I think he had 2 of them left, or maybe 3. Very, very few. And I was like, are those like display ones, or are you still selling those? And he was like, oh yeah, they're for sale. And I was like, oh, I'd love to grab one. Now we're gonna see my favorite one. Whoever can name this first, this is a card art. Whoever can name it gets a smooch from me. Go. Oh, Mandy. Oh my god. This is from a secret layer art of a card called Fatal Push. And as you can see, there's a goofy little guy up here with a motorcycle who has fatally pushed this fucking one-eyed idiot off of this cliff. I love this fucking art so much. Love the colors. I love the style. I love everything about this. They had this up at the merch booth at the con. They had one up on the wall. And I was like, give me one. You give me one. So that's that. We'll do some other quick things. I got this shirt. Ulamog's noodle. Kind of horny. Also, food. I like food. And then in addition to that, I got the little dice bag for it. Which slurp Ulamog's noodle. That's what I'm saying, dog. That's what I'm fucking saying, you know? So we can talk about some con stuff. Holly, me, Ulamog all played the Unknown event with Gavin. It was a little stressful. It was a lot of fun. I definitely did a little bit of panicking. Some panic deck building. You have to make a 60 card deck out of 6 packs and 10 like playtest cards. You don't have many options, right? Especially if you want to do 2 color. I did 2 color and essentially I just used every card. And it was also commander style. Commander style, 1v1, no color identity, 60 cards. I pulled a white border Minsk and Boo Matrata. Minsk and Boo is fucking cracked. That shit's crazy. So this was my first like with randos in public event ever. They sit you down, you get a seat, you get your shit to build your deck. And then my assumption was that you would then play the person next or the person across from you. It turns out there was no system, right? It was, I built my deck and then I was kind of like double checking everything and like looking through to make sure it was working while I waited for the dude across from me to finish. Then when he finished, he said, all right, guys, see you around. And he just fucking left. And I was like, and then like a couple other people around me also bailed at a similar time. I was like, all right, well, fuck it. Let me go see if Holly or Abyssal are in the middle of games or not. Her and Abyssal had already found each other and were already playing a game. And I said, you fucking traitors. We all played each other. And then the two dudes that were sitting next to Holly and Abyssal were like, oh, do you guys want to get a couple games in so we were supposed to do 3 games so we could fill out our card, whatever. But it was great. It was a lot of fun. It went pretty smoothly. Like I said, it was a little bit chaotic in terms of like trying to figure out who I'm supposed to be playing or whatever. But in terms of like actually playing, building the deck and stuff, it went very well. Holly's here.
Hi, Pete.
You want to talk about the unknown event?
Hello. Yeah, I was super scared because I'm not good at Magic yet. But the random dude sitting across from me helped me build my deck. It was good. It was fun, even for someone who'd never played before. I pulled a Soul Ring and got it signed. Thumbs up.
Yeah, she got a Future Sight Soul Ring, which I was very impressed. We had deep dish pizza. It was really good. I had a Chicago hot dog, which, guys, this is fucking earth-shattering. Breaking news, everyone. I had a Chicago hot dog. That shit was kind of fucking crack. I am notoriously not a hot dog lover. I can only think of crazy pink hot dog goop, and it just turns me off to the whole idea. It was surprisingly good. To the point where, like, if I was in Chicago again and someone was like, oh man, I'm really feeling a Chicago hot dog, I'd probably be like, yeah, let's go fucking get one. I am down. Next, we're going to look at cards I got during the con. First of all, was the promo that we got for the con itself. This is a cool Avacyn's Pilgrim, full art, no text. So this is pretty neat. I needed a Shieldred for one of my decks. I think I looked at the normal price for it, which would have been what I paid, but the promo printing with the date and stuff is always a little bit less, weirdly. And the art is cool. I really like it. Okay, this one's a banger. This is one of the cards that I have had on my, like, oh God, I'd love to buy one of those list for a million years. This is in Perforos as a proxy. A lot of these cards that I got were like proxies that I had that I was like, man, I'd love to get the legit card and rip that proxy out. I had to go to like 5 different booths, I think, to ask if they had the Nykthos Shrine to Nyx Pro Tour, or not Pro Tour, but like the play one. As you can see here, this is not the normal version, and it looks so fucking good. Okay, this is the promo that we got at the merch store that no one seemed to actually say anything about. It was only the Sunday that we were at the merch store that I went to buy shit, and the dude was like, oh, if you get like an extra, if you buy like a sticker, I can give you the promo. And I was like, there's a promo? I spent the money, and we got this sick ass John Avon Lotus Island, which is cool as fuck. It's not foil. This art is crazy. Okay, now we're getting into these first few are just kind of random. Most of the rest of the cards are all cards that I traded my Fracture Foil, Overlord of the Hauntwoods, and my Abundant Groot for. So I got this Mithril Coat. It was like 20 bucks, I think. I got a foil Roaming Throne. Kind of love this art. A foil Land Tax. These are all for deck. And then I got a bunch of Shockblades. So I got them in the colors that I play the most, which would be, this would be black, green, white, red, which I have one white, red deck, black, blue, and blue, green. And then when I was opening my Mystery Booster 2, I pulled a sick Future Sight Frame foil Karn Legacy Reforged, which I would have also traded this in. But at some point I definitely want to make an artifact deck, and this would be cool as fuck. I pulled it and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's worth something. But this thing was pretty crazy. The vendors also were fucking crazy. Those poor people were swamped. It took me a couple days to, I guess, work up the courage, but I eventually was like, yeah, I should trade these in. I can get some Shocklands. I can get some other, you know, like $20+ cards I need for decks that my shop just isn't going to have. That's decks that I can build out and at minimum replace proxies, maximum finish building out without needing to make a big order on TCG Player or whatever. Onto the signed cards. So there were a lot of artists there. I did a lot of signing. Some cards I had already. Some cards I went and bought copies of because I really like the art. Probably the biggest one for me was Steve Belladin. I had a lot. Okay. So we have Sensory Deprivation, Temporal Extraction. I love that art. Revive the Fallen. Looks fucking crazy. Super cool art. Deathmark. I love this little eyeball. It's cool as hell. Duress, I think, is cool as fuck. We had an Overlord, which I realized he did right before we left, so I threw that in as well. And then full credit to Ristic Studies, the YouTuber. He's the reason I found this card. This Surgical Extraction looks so fucking crazy, and I love it so much. Yeah, these look fucking crazy. I love these all so much. So glad I was able to get them signed. Signature lines fucking suck. Some of the artists were good in that they didn't have a big line or anything, but there were a lot of them that were long as fuck. Then we've got Urza's Incubator by Randy Galagos for my rat deck. Lotus Blossom. These are both the cool shadow signatures. And then Abyssal. We have the best, hands down, objectively, the best counterspell in blue-white, signed by Randy Galagos. I had to get this one signed for the meme. No, see, this one's signed. You got to sign Dovin's Veto? I didn't think so. This one's, it's the best one. Not only is it just objectively the best, it's also signed now. Then we have a couple very cool food cards. So we have our sweet boy Guillaume, Master Chef, or Guillaume, whatever you want to call it. And then Greta, which ironically are both done by the same person and are both food relevant. Steve Prescott. Those will be going back into my food deck. Then this, I think, will be cool in the future. I got by Vincent Pross, Hanweir Battlements and Hanweir Garrison, which are both flip cards that when you flip them, they make Hanweir the Writhing Township. I should have asked him to also do something on the back. I didn't. Then I think now we have a couple one-offs. I love this art. I love this artist. We got a sweet Ugin's Labyrinth by Mark Poole. Another of these cool shadow signatures. At some point, I am going to take my Eldrazi deck, upgrade it, put this in, put a bunch of other Eldrazi that I have now in there. Then we got Maze of Ith, which isn't a card that I have in any decks or anything. I just think it looks cool. Mark Teeden is a baller. This was kind of a last minute, oh shit, this artist is going to be there, which was Mondrak Glory Dominus. And then we have just a couple more. This is Think Twice by Alex Brandwin. It's a common. It's not expensive, but the art looks so fucking good, and it looks so good in a borderless. And so we chatted with her for a few minutes. She was like, yeah, it's actually kind of weird. This art ended up being more of like a personal project. And she was like, yeah, so for foundations, they really didn't give us much guidance. It was very much just like, do what you think feels right for what the card is supposed to do. And she goes, oh, you know what? Gold and black will work really well because she's got gold jewelry on. And goddamn was she right. This looks so good. Yeah. Yes. I'm not gonna take it out of the sleeve because that's too much work, but there you go. Got Perforos signed. Love this. This was one of the first cards in Magic, period, that I was like, yo, this thing looks fucking crazy. And this was the first, like, kind of big money I spit on a card, and so getting it signed it just felt right. Now this last one is a bit of a meme. If you don't know the Twitch streamer Pay Money Wubby, you're not going to understand this, but this is reparations. Not only was I able to get this signed by Douglas Schuler, there's also, if you notice, a PMW there where it was signed by Wubby himself, who was at the con and who Holly and I met. And it was a great time. That, I think, might be the last card that I got signed. Holly and I didn't really end up playing Commander with any randos. The venue seemed like it had plenty of space. I know that was a whole thing with last year. There was not enough space for people to play. That didn't seem to be the case this year. Anytime we wanted to sit down and play, there was a place for us to do that. Holly and I also have another thing where anytime we travel, we try and go to an LGS or somewhere that sells Magic and get a card that's representative of the area in some capacity, signed by whoever we get the card from. And then I have a little binder. When we went to California for our honeymoon, we have a couple California cards. We went to Salem once, etc., etc. So these are Holly's. So like when we went to Salem, we found like a spooky land and we got it signed and dated by the people that we got it from.
Fuzzy.
We went up to the Redwoods and we asked for a land representative and he was like, oh, I got some cool forests. When we went into San Francisco, a village, it looks like, signed from them. And then we went to Napa. And then this time, for competing in the unknown event, we got this cool playtest card called the Mystery Raceway, which we got signed by Gavin Verhey, which I thought it was cool, but I also wanted to be like, dog, what are we gonna fucking use this for? It makes it perfect for our binders. So we went and hunted down Gavin right before we left, and we explained the idea to him, and he was like, oh, it's so cool. And we were also like, we have not ever played in a event with other human beings. We've only ever played Commander together or with friends, like nothing in public or whatever. And he was like, wait, like your first event playing Magic outside of like your home, like with friends? And we were like, yep. And he was like, oh my God. And he was like, well, I hope it all went well. And we were like, yeah, it was great. It was a ton of fun. It was super interesting. He was super, super sweet. Chatted with him for a couple minutes. It was very nice. He signed the cards for us. He also was into the idea. The secret layer drop they were doing there on Friday sold out at like 2 or 3 p.m. On Saturday, I said, oh, I'm sad that it sold out. I should get to the merch line early so we can just buy it, get it out of the way. I went directly to the merch line. It was probably 5 rows back. It sold out before I got to the front. It was literally 20 minutes, maybe. I was floored. I was horrified that we wouldn't end up getting them. We did on Sunday, thank God. And it sold out about 2 minutes after we bought them and got out of the lines. It was a lot of fun. It was really, really cool. Everyone was so kind. Everyone was super, super nice. But yeah, overall, super, super, super good time. Super fun. Definitely would recommend. It was a cool time. Being where we are and how our LGS is, the ability to have like a way wider variety of like cards to pick up and trade with, and having the cool merch and just having other Magic people around, etc., etc. It was a lot of fun. It does suck that you do end up feeling like you spend a lot of your time in lines, but you do also get a lot of cool stuff out of it. We met Wubby in real life. He was an absolute sweetheart. He signed a card. We got a picture. I gave him, I think I told you all in the Discord that I made some stupid proxies of the Lord of the Rings porno and gave them to him. He loved them. He signed Holly's Scythe. It was a really fun time. Would definitely recommend. If it's something that you can swing, I would definitely recommend it. Now I think I seen something, which is